Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. Happy Friday to all of you. It's Freelance Friday Day. As you know, each and every Friday we do our Freelance Friday. We talk about all things network marketing, the good, the bad, and yes, even the ugly. We do that anyway, but we really do it on Fridays. And we'll talk about any subject matter under the sun, as you have found out as well. Something that we enjoy, and believe it or not, Freelance Fridays are our most popular and most viewed episodes, which is kind of depressing on one hand, but encouraging on the other, because you guys enjoy our freelancing. But that being said, we're going to have a lot of fun today, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. If you will, please share our podcast and our social media platforms with our fellow network marketers all across the globe, utilizing hashtag TheMLM Solution. That's hashtag TheMLM Solution. Also, please go to our new updated website. We got a lot of great information there, a lot of wonderful things going on that site. It's a treasure trove of information about the network marketing industry. TheMLMsolution.net, TheMLMsolution.net. With that being said, I'm going to hop off here. We'll be going live here very shortly. If I keep talking, it's going to be 11 a.m. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Murray. How are you today?
It's Friday, and I am fabulous. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Here, I wore a nice shirt, and you're in appropriate Freelance Friday attire, and here I am with a nice shirt on. I got it ass backwards this week, didn't I?
Hey, that's all right. You know, it is what it is, and for those on the podcast, they can't tell anyhow. They just know we look super good because we sound super good.
we do a good job. There is no doubt about that. And obviously the numbers show that. Our podcasts are exploding, that's for sure. And we're grateful for it. Obviously they enjoy something. Either it's us, our voices, or our information. Hopefully it's a combination of all three.
Well, it's always exciting to hear, because obviously if the numbers are going up, we're not doing a whole lot of advertising as far as I know. So most of this is word of mouth. People are actually sharing our hashtag, the MLM Solution. They're sharing our website, TheMLMsolution.net. And folks are getting value out of it, which is fantastic. And that's the whole goal, right? Is as we introduce this to people, the business is all about duplication. If you're building a team and you're getting value from these materials, rather than trying to re-communicate the information to your team, send them to our website, send them a copy of the document, help. Yeah. We're here to help you build your business and attain the success that you're after. Yeah. So take advantage of it.
Right. And the thing is, Miss Marie, we have a bigger impact doing this than we would as individuals building a business. Because some people say, well, Rob, why don't you go back? Well, because our mission has changed. My life has changed. And the desire to do something on a grander scale has changed. And I don't mean I want to be a famous person. Believe me, that's the last thing on my mind. But the thing is that we can have a bigger impact doing it this way. We can help a greater number of people in the industry. And this stuff that you and I are creating will be around forever after we're gone. It can still be accessed. So, it's a powerful thing that what we're doing.
Well, and we're advocating for the industry, whereas if we're with a particular company, then our focus is going to be on advocating for that company and building that business, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
And here's the other thing. The industry's been around since the 1950s. So it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
But Rob and I, between the two of us, we could probably name at least 20 companies off the top of our head that we were either involved in or know of that are no longer.
That's right.
So
Good point. Very good point. I didn't think of it that way.
Yep.
You're always coming up with cute little things like that. Well, and not only that, we're going to be expanding this very shortly. We're waiting on Rob, that goofball Rob, to finally squeeze in 32 hours in a 24-hour period to finish a couple of things. But we have been telling you guys, and it's true, it is happening behind the scenes, that we're going to be taking this thing to a different level. Our whole direction is going to change, all in an effort to better serve you, because we have a passion for this industry, and we really we have some fantastic things coming down the road that I think, Miss Marie, are going to really open people's eyes about the industry. I really think that people view this industry in a much different light. I'm really excited about what the future holds for us. And, Miss Marie, it takes time to build a brand. We tell people, hey, be patient with yourself, be patient with your leaders. It takes time. And it does in anything that you do. And it's obvious that we're starting to pick up some steam here, and that's exciting.
Well, it is exciting. I think the timing couldn't be any better, because for those who are following along with us, who may be just engaging in the industry now, you cannot get in at a better time, because regardless of your political leanings or beliefs or anything like that, the reality is the U.S. government is pumping so much money. They are printing money out of thin air and dumping it into the economy. That can only be sustained for so long. Inflation's coming. Most people are already seeing higher gas prices, higher food prices. The headlines are full of, Biden's new tax plan. And I don't care who you are or how much money you make, it's going to impact you. It's going to cost you. So the cost of living is going up. And wages from regular jobs are not going to keep pace. Even if they do something like pass a $15 an hour minimum wage limit, more people are going to be negatively impacted by that and are going to be experiencing financial hardship. Folks are going to be looking for another stream of income. They are going to be looking for a side hustle opportunity. The network marketing industry creates that in spades.
That's right.
So now is the time to be getting a business going. Now is the time to be building. There are already people looking. I mean, we're coming out of the COVID shutdowns. What better time for people to start a work at home business than when they're at, they're sitting under stay-at-home orders, right?
That's right.
So I think a lot of people have seen their business explode even more so than they would have had the COVID nonsense not happened.
Right.
So it's just another level of business opportunity that's coming for the people that can see it, that are taking advantage of the educational opportunity that exists now. And they're going to benefit from it down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is that people have to realize that when they have tax situations, what ends up happening, Miss Marie, is that even though your income goes up, society as a whole, whether it's taxes and everything else, makes adjustments. They say, okay, the vast majority of workers now are making $15 an hour. They can afford more, so we're going to increase the money cost of our product because we need to make more money. And so it's all relevant. In other words, you think you're getting ahead, but you're not. Okay. Yeah. You got to make a massive amount. If society is stuck at $15 an hour, you need to make $45 an hour so that you can save money, pay things off. I mean, come on, guys. Math is simple. Okay. $15 an hour is going to do what? Adjust to where it's the same as $10 an hour. In other words, the buying power is not going to be much different, and you're still going to struggle to pay your bills. Okay. You're not going to have this overnight wad of cash sitting in your pocket. All right. So she's right. You're going to have to find a side deal somewhere. That's where you can start taking and raising and making an additional $30 an hour so that you are making $45 an hour. And I mean, whether you start the network marketing business or another business, you got to make a lot of profit somewhere to pad your pockets above and beyond your living expenses of $15 an hour.
Yeah.
So There you go.
And for our international friends, we are not forgetting about you. Obviously, we're based in the United States, so that's where most of our impact and knowledge is. But I promise you, with the money that the U.S. is dumping into the global economy, it's going to affect everyone just the same. So whether you're in the U.S., France, Japan, Indonesia, Timbuktu for that matter, it's going to impact everybody the same way. It applies to the same extent, really.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's true. And as she said, now's a great time. What better way to learn about the business than to go to our YouTube channel or Facebook page? We have a plethora of videos there, and you will not be wanting for information about how to make this business go. That's for sure. It will certainly help you guys understand. We keep forgetting about our website. We always talk about the social media side. I'm sorry I keep doing that because, as you just saw, my cat was right here, and she fur. I'm gonna have to wipe down my desk when the show's over. But the thing is, guys, you combine our website and what it brings to the table, along with the videos that we have created and the free documents that we supply. Now's the best time. Learn about the business. Tune in every day of the week, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Even on Freelance Fridays, we have discussions about the business every once in a while. I think last Friday we did a good deep dive, did we not?
I don't even remember. What did we talk about last Friday?
I didn't know she was going to admit it or not. She did.
Dude, I don't remember what we talked about yesterday. Don't ask me about last week. Too much going on.
If I don't have the list in front of me, which I do, I forget.
Well, here's the interesting thing. I would love at some point to somehow find a way to put an actual survey out to our listeners, our viewers, to find out what it is about the Freelance Fridays that makes it the most popular. Because I mean, we do oftentimes, like today, we're talking about the industry and some, impacts to that based on economy and those types of things. But there are days when I don't think we even say the words network marketing.
No.
And we're talking politics and all sorts of things that can
we do
super inflammatory and whatever. So I don't know if people are just looking at it like, oh, it's the Robin Marie clown show. What's going on there?
Well, there's no doubt they enjoy it because they're watching it. But you're right. You never know. Hell, guys, when we get on here, we don't know what we're going to talk about. Yeah, I know that you guys might think, oh, right, but we don't. I very seldom do we say, we will clarify the points we want to make, but outside of that, just because we're old and we want to make sure that we're on the same page. But outside of that, we never discuss what the content's going to be. We just get on here and let it flow. And I'm sure it shows.
Well, even on the weekday topics that we do where we know what the topic is, but we're pretty much just having a conversation the way we would if we were sitting down together having a cup of coffee, right?
That's right.
But Fridays are even worse. I mean, we don't even pick a topic. It's just like Freelance Friday, and who knows what it is. And I'll be honest with you. Oftentimes I'll think about, well, maybe we can talk about this. But once we get on and we start talking, it's like the opportunity may or may not present itself. Yeah, and I would say the majority of the time, it's not there. Although I do make an effort, especially on the days when we don't talk about anything regarding network marketing, to try to tie something into the topic, but I'm not always successful at that either.
Well, it's funny to hear you say that, because that's how sometimes I'll say, okay, on this Friday, I'm gonna bring this up and we can talk. And like you said, we get on a certain subject, and then the opportunity never presents itself, But it's a topic for another day, that's for sure. And the political side, you and I never even. I mean, you and I don't talk politics even when we're not on the show. So it's kind of funny that it comes up during the show, But you and I certainly don't go down that. We're not overly political people per se, but we are watching closely what's happening in our not only nation but the world. And it's a different and unique time. But we do talk about all kinds of subjects. We talk about personal things. I've brought up my arm and the moving thing and all of that, and the kids and grandkids. And Of course, we talk about other, how would you say, things I've witnessed is the best way to put it. So life experiences, if you will, like White Sands, New Mexico. You and I talked about that. Remember?
Yeah.
The
Talked about our
crawling rock.
travels, places we've been, things we've seen. Sure.
Yeah. People we've met. We've talked about the people we've met and hung out with and did business with and talked about different businesses.
Yeah, so Freelance Friday is a network marketing, political science, travel log.
There you go. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Zoology. We've got animals going across the screen.
And the fake moon landing. Yeah, we've talked about that. I don't know if Miss Marie believes that one or not, but there's certainly evidence that strong evidence. I was looking at some of those pictures the other day, Miss Marie. I found some on my computer that I downloaded. Because I remember when someone first told me years ago, oh my gosh, it was in the 90s. And I was like, yeah, right. Because, I've never been big on conspiracies. I had faith in humanity back then. I believed that people were good until they were bad. In other words, most people pretty much were raised to be good, honest, straightforward people. I know that everybody has flaws, and there are a few bad people here and there. But nowadays, oh my gosh, it's totally opposite. It's turned upside down. But, when they told me about those fake photos, I was like, But, I was out in California then. And as you know, I hung out. I won't say hung out. That's really a terrible term. I spent a lot of time up in Hollywood Hills. Let's just say that. Okay. And out in Beverly Hills and stuff like that. My daughter used to come out there with me. I told you that story, right? When she was going to be a model. Yeah. And so we did a lot of that. We did all the tourist things, and it was a lot of fun. But anyway, the thing is that it was when I was out there that one of the Hollywood producers, and I wish I could remember his name. He's a solid producer in Hollywood that has had a long career, but he's not a household name. I think you would know it if I could remember it. But he was the one when he was he loved space and all this and that. And when NASA released all the photos to the public is when he started going and viewing them. And I remember reading the article. And but the reason I read the article is because someone told me about it. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And they said, no, check it out. And sure enough, matter of fact, I think that article is online about that producer finding that. But he looked at the photos and goes, oh my gosh, that's stage. That's stage lighting. That's exactly what we do. And he was he couldn't believe that he was having these thoughts and so he had some photos professionally examined. And so the guy that he hired to look at him said, well, yeah, I see what you're saying. He says, this looks like a stage. It looks like a backdrop this does not make sense. Especially, the cameras they had mounted right here on their suits. Okay. Go and look at some of the pictures and look at the pictures that were taken. As they said back then, those cameras couldn't take those kind of pictures. Additionally, do you know how many people it took to get them in those suits?
No.
You never watched the videos of them helping them get dressed with those big old suits and everything and locking everything down? You realize that there was only two of them, and you realize how big and bulky those gloves were. And when you put them on and you locked them and you had to, well, the last person to get dressed had no one to help them. So did the aliens come and help get the suit on? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, explain that stuff to me, Miss Marie.
I have no interest in explaining that stuff to you. But speaking of Hollywood, let me touch on this because I found this super interesting. So I know some folks that are involved in the entertainment industry, and of course with COVID last year.
You've been holding out on me.
No, I haven't. But with COVID last year, obviously they were very much impacted because LA was one of the most shut down counties. I don't know if they've opened up yet. They're probably still being held prisoner in their homes. But But it was interesting because a couple of people I know got to be part of I'll call it kind of an experiment, because that's the way I took it. They were trying to figure out how to be productive and still go about their craft of writing, directing, producing, acting, those types of things with the COVID restrictions that they were living under. So they put together, and I don't remember the name of the gentleman who kind of spearheaded the project, but they took like, I'm going to say like 10 different people or couples or families, living units, whatever it was, and they cobbled together a movie. So what they did was they did shorts, and it's called COVID-19 Sins and Virtues.
Oh.
And they took each of the sins and each of the virtues, and they were randomly assigned a topic. And then they were supposed to create, I think, like a 5 to 10 minute episode around that sin or virtue, filming with what they had available in their home. So they couldn't use professional cameras, professional lighting, those types of things. So a lot of them were recording like on their iPhones. They incorporated their family members in these little, mini movies they produced. But it was really interesting to see the range of different production styles and acting styles and things that were incorporated. And I would say if you get an opportunity to check it out, it's really interesting.
It sounds
and there's one episode in particular. I'm not going to tell you which one. I'm not going to tell you whether it's a sin or a virtue. But if you watch it, there's one particular episode that I think plays along to your conspiracy theory type of idea that I think you'd really enjoy.
Really?
So it's called, again, COVID-19 Sins and Virtues. And as far as I know, it's available on Vimeo.com as a rental. So I think it's like $4.99 or something like that for a week's long rental.
I'd love to watch that. That'd be awesome.
I thought it was really cool, and it's interesting because these are professional producers, actors, screenwriters, those types of things. But the people participating, you have to go in knowing some of them, like if they're professionally a producer, they're doing everything in this film, right? So they're kind of writing it, they're producing it, they're acting in it. So some of them, especially the ones who decided to engage their families and have the kids involved in the acting and stuff, is it A-level, Hollywood production? No, but man, super entertaining. And just to see what they were able to do and just kind of the idea behind it. So the one thing I will say, when you go and you look at that movie, it shows it's like 3 hours long, which is deceptive. It's about 90 minutes of the movie, but then there's kind of a Q&A afterwards that's done via Zoom. So you get to hear from all the different people about what their experience was, how the idea started. So I mean, even that part's super interesting. And I'll be honest, I didn't watch all of the Q&A portion of it, but super interesting to find out how they came up with this idea and how they, wanted to be productive in this time where everything was shut down. So I think it's just a great tribute to the human spirit and how people will overcome adversity in their lives. So, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that you shared that with us because I did not know that existed. I would love to watch that because that intrigues me. And now you got my interest piqued.
Yes. Yeah. So
that's cool.
All our viewers and listeners, check it out and, drop us a comment. Visit our website, TheMLM-solution.net. There's a contact form there. If you watch it, I would love to hear from you. Drop us a comment and let me know which one you like the best. That's what I'm really interested in because they're all very different and will appeal to different people. Some are humorous, some are very serious. I mean, it runs the whole gamut. So super entertaining.
You can go right there and send comments about what you think, what Ms. Marie just said. So that way that when you fill that form out, we're going to get it. That is our standard form. We've changed it to that. And because before we used to have a different URL, but since I redesigned the site, that is now it. I'll keep it up there for you guys. And if you notice, we have a new logo up there. Miss Marie, that's credit to Miss Marie. She said, Rob, that other logo sucks. Take it off. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's almost how blunt I was.
It was pretty close. And but she's right. She's like, look, we're the MLM solution. We got one logo and that's not it. And I said, okay, all right. So yeah, there we go. She's right though. The reason the change has been made is because she's right. When she's right, she's right.
Well, and it's another example of, we're making this up as we go along to a certain extent. We're learning as we go.
Yep.
It's all about the incremental improvement, like any business model. It definitely applies to network marketing, but any career you're in, any business you decide to embark upon, you're never going to have it all nailed perfectly all the time.
No.
There's always room for improvement, right? And there's always just those little tweaks that can make a really big difference sometimes.
That's right. And Miss Marie, you and I just jumped in with both feet. We really didn't have a game plan. I mean, we had a loose one. I knew
you had a loose one. I was just like, okay, sure, I'll come on and be your eye candy.
Well, yeah,
on a podcast.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm very grateful for that. Yes, thank you for saying yes. I know I say it all the time, but it's true. But the thing is, I definitely had a game plan laid out. But at the same time, I've never done podcasts before, and everything I read was not very clear and not very definitive on. You do these steps, but you can also do this, and you may get instant success, but then again, it may take you 2 to 5 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I really didn't know what to expect. All I knew is that we just needed to jump in and start doing it, but I knew it was going to take time, like anything good does, the whole thing about it is consistency, Miss Marie. We talk about the CCBBA, but the thing is, people said, well, you know what? I'll watch it next week. I'm really busy. I know they're on at 11 a.m. I know they're on Monday through Friday. I know they have a YouTube channel. And that's what's playing out, Miss Marie, is we are touching more people. People are coming back to the YouTube channel. People will watch, it's just slowly. And then there's that watershed moment where you just have, boom, all these people start following you and this and that. So, I'm sure we're every day getting closer to that watershed moment because we're being consistent. So there you go.
Well, yeah, and I think we do a much better job together. Like our rapport has improved, the exchanges that we have. I mean, I've been tempted to go back to one of our earlier episodes and see just how bad it is, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I got better things to do than to see what we did 8-9 months ago, whatever it is. Because if you think about it, yesterday we just recorded podcast number 165. So if you go back, you watch 165 from yesterday, and you watch episode 16 from last July, maybe that would have been in.
Yeah, July or August.
My guess is there's probably a big difference. And you watch episode 16, it's like, oh, somebody please delete that off the interwebs.
Yes.
Nobody wants to see that.
Not even us.
Exactly, which is why I'm not going to go back and watch.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
We'll just keep getting better as we go along here.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's we have certainly grown. We're going to continue to grow, and there's a lot of great things here. I'm chomping at the bit to go ahead, but I'm glad as I sit down and reflect, and I look at where we are and where we need to be before we take that next step. I'm chomping at the bit to go to the next level. I really am, because it's full of a lot of great, wonderful, exciting stuff. But there's a few things that we have to do first in order to maximize that opportunity. If we were to do it now, we would not get the full impact that we would if we were not to take the steps that are necessary, which I won't get into because it's neither here nor there for the people listening. But the bottom line is that there's certain basic necessary steps that have to take place before we can go to that next level. And we're right at the cusp of making that happen. Once those next steps are taken, we're off and running. And I'm really excited about that. And I'm looking so forward to that. And the great thing is, as I said, the numbers are certainly picking up big time, which is nothing. It gives me hope that when we really step up in many different capacities, there's no telling where this thing's going to go. So the future is exciting, unknown, and energizing all at the same time. So guys, stick with us. It's all here to help you maximize this wonderful business model. And so that you can become one of the 3%ers, right, Miss Marie?
Well, absolutely. And I think the moral of the story here too is there's no shortcut to success.
Nope.
I mean, for those of you who have been, following along with us for a period of time, you're getting to see the growth. You're getting to see the work being done behind the scenes before it's, amazingly popular, which maybe we will be, maybe we won't. I don't know. But there is no such thing as an overnight success.
No.
You read about them and you hear about them all the time, but it's not true. It's a fallacy. Yeah. There is a lot of time, money, effort that gets put into things that happen. Actors that come out of the woodwork and all of a sudden you see them in 3 movies that happen to release the same year. It's like, oh, they're an overnight success. And it's like, well, those movies were filmed over the last 10 years and they've been living on ramen noodles and waitressing at a restaurant to make ends meet in the meantime. So you don't necessarily see all the behind the scenes that happen. I always say it's like a theater production, right? You go and you sit in the seats and you watch the production and you think, oh, that's fantastic, that's fabulous, but you have no true appreciation for all the work that went on the year prior, the 6 months prior, designing the sets, creating the costumes, learning the lines, practicing the interactions, having the dress rehearsals before they actually ever went on stage, right? So you get that hour and a half, 2 hours of entertainment that you think is great, but thousands upon thousands of hours have gone into preparation for that one performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what most people don't see. And it's the behind the scenes, all the preparation that's important. Yes, the production's important, obviously, but that's just what you're building toward.
Yes. And so well said and valid points, as you can tell. Sorry, guys, my sinuses kicked in while she was talking. And you can I was going
to say, I'm getting you all choked up. I'm being so eloquent.
Man, that sucks so much. When you're sitting there and you're talking and all of a sudden you can say, oh, crap, I can feel it coming on.
Yeah, that frog in the throat jumps.
Oh, there it is. Oh, yes. Yeah. I forgot about that terminology. Absolutely. Perfect.
But you know what that is, Rob? That's a sign that we should probably wrap and let these good folks go enjoy their weekend and get off on ours. And we'll be back 11 a.m. Eastern Monday morning, right?
Absolutely. I think that's well timed and well said. And guys, let's see, Monday's subject is going to be, as you can see on the bottom, Monday's subject is going to be phase 1. What is it? And why it's critical to your success. You definitely do not want to miss that. We just talked about phase 1 a little bit yesterday, not on purpose. It kind of fit the storyline of yesterday's episode. But phase 1 is absolutely critical. We talk about getting off to a good start. We talk about good duplication versus bad. In order to make that happen, you got to come out of the gate doing the right things. And phase 1 is coming out of the gate. That is literally the beginning parts of the business building process, and you got to get it right. I mean, if you have any hope at all, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. Because if you get 2 or 3 of your first 10 people off to the wrong start, Miss Marie, because you didn't do something right, it's over. Rarely can you go back and say, Marie, I've made a boo-boo. I taught you the wrong thing. Now, Marie might be the type of person to say, well, Rob, that really bothers me. But at least you were honest enough to get in touch with me and correct it. That's going to be rare. Most people are going to be upset, and most people are going to be offended by that, and it could end that professional relationship. We're going to talk about that and more, but I give you that little snippet there because I want you to understand the importance of the subject matter on Monday. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep, it sure is. And like you said, yesterday we talked about one step at a time. And it touched on that phase 1 because obviously if you're going to take one step at a time, you got to start at the beginning. And guess what? Phase 1 is the beginning.
There it is.
We're going to do that deeper dive on Monday morning. And then the remainder of the week, we're going to be talking about the subsequent phases. So it's going to be an exciting week.
It is. Absolutely. We've not done this before. This
Nope.
is an inside look, behind the scenes look, as she said, because guys, we have not exposed this before. So you're going to learn some really important stuff next week. All right, Miss Marie, with that being said, real quick, let me just say this. Guys, if you want a replay of any of our podcasts for the past week, all you got to do is go to the website, click podcast replay. It'll take you to the podcast replay where you'll be able to watch past episodes of the podcast. And you're going to have access to a free gift. You can fill out the form. I say it all the time. The form is nothing more than you to get the free gift. You'll get in your email a link where you can download that free gift. This is not a shenanigan to get your email address. Okay, we will not send you sales emails. We flat out won't do it. You may get a couple more emails with some more free stuff in it, but that'll be it. And with all of our free stuff, you get a lot of surprise bonuses as well. And as we close, don't forget about the what not to do in network marketing sale. And we have sold this at $197. And for the next 24 hours, guys, you're going to get this for $47, an instant $150 savings. Okay, and you can't beat that. It's flat out. This sale will not be going on. It is a limited time offer. We're doing this so that you can get access to our wonderful information so that you can learn firsthand the power of what we bring to the table. That's the reason why it's priced the way it is. 146 paragraphs, 146 audio files, many training videos, and a lot of surprise bonuses with that as well. All right, Miss Marie, with that being said, let's hop off of here. Let's call it a day. Happy weekend, safe weekend. To everyone, we'll see you Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we stream live to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Miss Marie, you have a great weekend. I will see you Monday.
Happy weekend.
Usually with her, it's 30 seconds before the show. I'm kidding. It's actually 15 seconds. All right, see y'all later.